What's up, guys? This is going to be a Dauntless guide. Uh, Quillshot, Deadeye, Heroic with repeaters that are not maxed out, and neither is the Scorcheye gear, which is 352, the bare minimum to do Heroic. The cells are not that important, and the reason for it is that I want to prove a point that this is not RNG or whoever buys cells and stuff like that many people seem to believe, and they quit the game. It's not really true. I'm not saying the game is without its flaws. However, you can definitely have pretty pointless cells equipped that have nothing to do with the boss or anything, and with some decent game plan and reflexes, you can beat uh, hard bosses such as Quillshot. And Quillshot Heroic is very difficult for repeaters, and you'll see why very soon. Okay, so the basic form, so the unenraged form of the Quillshot is really not a problem. Okay, you see using my Q and just trying to absorb him with repeaters. It's not that big of a deal. As you can tell, I have the Embermane Lantern. You don't have to use it. I think the Shrike one might be even better for this boss. So use whatever lantern you want. The basic attacks, so of the unenraged behemoth, as you can see, are a joke, but this is a different story. So right here, I was fortunate. He booped me, so he knocked me off with his enrage, and I had invincibility frames. But now, as you can see, what I just did is I put the pistols away and started running in circles. Then I got hit like a dummy. And again, you don't have to be perfect or a god or have a perfect run. I could have tried this 10 times, 10 more times, and had a perfect run, but I don't think that would have showed what I wanted to show. And here I got Shellshock. So if you go through the quills, even if you completely dodge them, but you dodge through them, you still get the effect. If you don't have the cells, which, as you can see, I don't. And I'm gonna speed through these sections where the normal part of the boss, because it's pretty easy. You know exactly what to do. If you get hit, it's your fault. The Quill Barrage is pretty easy to dodge at this point. So the whole purpose of the guide is this. So what just happened? So right before the quills hit you, you unsheath. So you try to read perfectly. You unsheath and you start running. Now here's a problem. What just happened is not going to happen every time. It's just not. So to be sure, simply roll when you read it. So put the repeaters away, roll, and then start running into a circle. That's pretty much gonna guarantee, like 95%, that you're not gonna get hit. Unless you dodge through quills before, when his normal form, then you're gonna be slowed. You're gonna be shell-shocked. But that's very rarely happens. You know, if you're gonna dodge through. So make sure that once he's on his side and shoots the quills horizontally, make sure that you don't dodge through them, that you just kind of dodge towards the head because he rotates clockwise, or just get away from him since the terrain is uneven and he's going to hit the edges of it and not you. And look at that, that's just a mistake. You know, I didn't speed that part up just so you can see. Got shell shock, mistake. You know, use my res. You got one res, obviously. Not a big deal because it's not that difficult. Once you know how to dodge the quills. And obviously, dodging through them is efficient because you can absorb them with the reload. And look at this, putting the pistols away and just running in circles. Even shell shocked, I managed to do it. You know. And here I do it with rolling. I don't have to do that, what I just did. I could have just ran in circles. It would be the same effect. Pretty much a mistake on my part, to be honest. I wasn't shell-shocked. The shell-shock ran out. And that was proof that when you do it perfectly, so put the pistols away when you read the enrage, roll, start running in circles, and you'll pretty much do it every single time, without fail. So that's just proof, shell-shocked or not. And again, be patient here when he is using the barrage. Just run in circles. Don't hit him when he's enraged, because you will not have enough time to put the repeaters away. Simply won't. Can you pull it off? I'm sure, but I mean, if you're skilled enough to pull it off while he's doing it, you don't need this guide. So, I mean, I've done it several times, yet I failed the complete hunt, so he killed me. This is the first time I actually got it, and this is my first heroic as well. I'm not that adept at the game, but you know, I feel like once you, if you just stay disciplined and you arm yourself with patience, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Let alone with a sword. So imagine how easy this fight is with a sword. It's hilarious. With a sword, you don't have to put anything away. You can run with the sword. Doesn't have to be fast, you know. And here, this is a mistake. I thought I could take the liberty of not rolling, you know, and just walk away, sheath, and walk away and try to run. Well, I got punished for it. If I rolled like I did before, it would have been perfect. And you can see here the terrain, what I talked about before. So it hits the terrain because it's uneven at times. You can't calculate this, but just get away from him if you don't want to get shell-shocked by that sideways horizontal thing. Especially when he's in normal. Because if you get shell-shocked in normal and he starts going in rage, that's going to be a disadvantage, you know? And you won't have a lot of room forever. You'll have to do it the perfect way, which is put the repeaters away, roll first, and then start circling. So again, same thing. Also, be mindful of the fact that when he is enraged, everything he does is faster. Everything he does is faster. So the barrages, the moves, so his swipe move, his kind of vertical when he puts his paws up, stuff. Everything is quicker. So be mindful of that. And here he runs away. And as you can see, I used healing potions. I also have like Lucian Cell on one of my parts, which is really bad because I don't even use the other part of the lantern. That is what the cell does. It charges it. I don't even do any of that. And here again, shell-shocked because I went through the quills. No problem though. Shell-shocked again, not a big deal. Again, if you don't want to do that, just simply roll towards his head. And look at that. Now that is perfection. Just roll, once you read it, put them away, roll, and then start going in a circle. That's it. That's all you need to do for this fight. And just be patient. And in a guide, I remember it was a guide just in general for this boss, and he was using a sword, which is the easiest weapon to use against this boss. And he said that you should be close to his arm and his head in order for the quills not to shoot out. I disagree with the repeaters. So obviously I don't disagree with him because he wouldn't like even, it doesn't even occur to him that you can do this with repeaters because he's not a crazy person like I am. So if you're doing it with the repeaters, simply stay away from him. Stay away from him so that you can bait out these barrages. Because once you are you have your weapon sheatheded, it's easy to dodge them, and you don't have to dodge the attacks, his melee attacks that are quicker, undoubtedly, when he is enraged. You know, and obviously when he gets out of enrage, that's your chance. You know, if you're too far away from him, you can't absorb with reload. Fine. You know, if you are close enough, do it. You know. So here again, same thing. Sheath, roll, start going in a circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. You know, I'm sure you can be another shape, but just to be safe, just go in a circle. Again, Shellshock going through the quills. Yeah, it happens obviously enraged and when he's not enraged as well. And here I absorbed for some reason. I don't even know why I did that. You know, but I wanted to stay disciplined. No intention of trying to like force something. Just wait it out. Wait it out. Let him shoot himself out, and that's it. So don't stay near him with repeaters when he's enraged again, because he'll do melee quickened attacks that you're gonna have to just roll on reflex, while that is completely unnecessary. So I do have Swift Cell in my repeaters, but not because of this, but because that's pretty much the only purple mobility that I have. But it really don't need it. You are quicker with it with your weapons unsheathed, but that's not really gonna make a difference. And here I take one because I'm an idiot. Like I said, this is pretty dirty run, just trying to figure things out still. But the important thing is that I know the basic, and that is the Quill Barrage when he's enraged. Okay. So he's about to die soon here. Another tip is when he's using his quills around him, you know exactly where they're gonna go. So you just saw the difference because he did it back to back. The quills that follow you and the quills that just go around him. The difference is obvious. I mean, if you've done the boss like more than 2 times, which you have, because in order to get to epic, you have to beat the regular and then the Deadeye and then this one. So you know that. That's not a that's why I sped up through these sections, because most of you don't really need that. If you're doing heroic, you pretty much know what's going on. And thankfully, I kill him here before he runs away, so I don't have to chase him again. Yeah, 14 minutes is the first time that I beat him, but then afterwards I beat him several times because now I know exactly how. S rank doesn't really matter that much. So you're not supposed to be able to kill this boss with repeaters, especially with the shitty gear that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna post it in the description, except what you have to keep in mind is that it's not +5 like max the chamber and +10. It's just not, I don't have it. I don't have everything maxed. So you don't have to have everything maxed. You don't have to spend money on currency. Just try and figure shit out, and hopefully you have like some basic human reflexes, and you'll be fine. Just try to use your brain. If you're stuck on a Quillshot, because I know Quillshot is very annoying to a lot of people, there you go. If you can beat this, and there you go, that's the grade, 369, 350. If you can beat this, then you can easily beat this with a sword, as long as you keep an eye on your stamina and just use left clicks instead of depleting it too quickly. And these are the items. As you can see, 352 resistance, pretty awful. That green cell over there, and yeah, the blade one that matches the other one, so it's +6. But like I said, nothing to really do with the ease of this boss, and I haven't used a single potion either. So yeah, I'm a masochist. Figured this game out before it dies, sadly. Yeah, maybe I'll do more of these. See you guys.